Are you one of the millions of people dealing with college debt? This is the time students apply for financial aid. 2/3 of last year's college students graduated with student loans. The average debt was $24,000 each. That is a tough thing to pay off in a tight job market. Scott Cohn joins us live from CNBC's global headquarters in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey. Thank you for joining us, Scott.
Good to be here, Ann. Thank you.
This is a tough job market. What if you don't have a job? Are you still on the hook for that debt?
Oh, you absolutely are. That's one of the things about student loans. You can't get rid of these loans in bankruptcy. That's a federal law. They will come after you. They will garnish your wages when you do get a job. They can go after your Social Security, your tax refunds. So, yes, you absolutely are on the hook. Now, if you are out of work, there are programs for the federal government, particularly for these loans, where you can go into what they call forbearance, where you can put off making payments on the loan, but oftentimes the interest is still building up while you're out of work, and that just increases your debt even more.
All right, so you're always on the hook, but what percentage, do we have any idea of people who run into trouble paying these loans?
The defaults are growing. About 250,000 defaults in the last year available, the date of 2008, 2009. The default rate that the government looks at, and they only look at loans that default in the first 2 years after you start repayment, that's about 7%. That's not far off from the mortgage default rate, which is about 9%. And in fact, a lot of loans go into default a lot later on in the process but aren't counted. There are some estimates that as many as 1/3 of student loans could at some point be in default.
Now, a lot of times families are on the hook for these loans because many times they co-sign the loans.
That's right, and some of these loans, and there's different types of loans, there's public loans, there's private loans, and so on, but some loans actually will outlive the student. That the parent, if the parent co-signs the loan, the parent is on the hook if the student dies. There are some very tragic stories out there.
Well, Scott, what do you think? Could this be the new subprime loan mess?
You know, some people are talking that way. The student loan debt is growing about $2,800 per second. We're now at about $875 billion. If we go at this pace, we'll hit $1 trillion in 2012. And you also have sort of a new class of lenders. You have all of these for-profit colleges out there, some of them actually lending money themselves just to keep their students in school. And so many say that this is a debt bubble that is growing, and with all of those defaults, those may be some warning signs that we have a real problem.
All right, well, thank you, Scott Cohn from CNBC, for sharing that information. And you can learn more about how Americans are dealing with their student loan debt in the CNBC special, The Price of Admission. We understand part of it was shot at Calvin College. It airs tonight at 9 o'clock.